I'm Donna McKethan, Director of Career and Technology with Waco ISD, and I'd like to welcome you to a very exciting day here at the Waco Convention Center. We are here at the very first annual Middle School Career Fair. The theme of today is putting your career in motion. As a part of students planning for high school, we have brought in businesses from across the city of Waco to talk to our students about possible careers that they might be interested in. We have businesses from the arts, from the STEAM, from the STEM area, from business to nursing, and everything in between, so that our students can get a glimpse into what these professionals do in possible careers that they can focus on once they get to high school. So come with me and let's take a look at some of these exciting business opportunities for our students. With me now is Nathaniel, and you're at Cesar Chavez.
Yes.
8th grader.
Mm-hmm.
And you're interested in becoming a police photographer.
Yes, ma'am.
So that includes two different kinds of careers. What makes you interested in becoming a police photographer?
Because I'd like to take pictures of crime scenes and be able to use the camera a lot because I'm into photography, but I'm also into being a policeman because I want to be able to help people and stop bad people from doing bad things.
That's a good goal.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about who you're with and the career fair today.
Okay, I'm with Waco ISD Police Department. I'm Corporal Waxman. I've been with the Waco ISD for about 13 years now. So part of being a police officer is, first of all, of course, get your education, and then you'll have to go through a police academy, and that'll take, I guess it varies, just depends on which academy you go to. You have to be 21 when you graduate, so you have a little time between high school and police academy, and so where you could go and get some kind of degree or associates or something like that for a couple of years. As far as police work itself, there's all kind of different ends you can go and different directions you can go with police work. Some of that would be like crime scene, where you would do a lot of photography and different things with that. We have like our prevention programs, and that does a lot of education. Then there's traffic, and there's all kind of different ways. I'm with the school district, so we are primarily assigned to schools and to handle any issues or incidents that come with the school district.
Okay, now next year you're planning to go to University High School, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. At University High School, we have an Academy of Criminal Justice, and we also have Information Technology.
Okay.
So when you get there, there's two different academies that you're going to want to be a part of. One will be the Criminal Justice, so you can get that information, and then the second will be Information Technology, so you can learn how to work that camera.
Okay.
So I think you've got a great career ahead of you, and they look forward to having you at university next year.
Okay.
I am here with Allergan, who is one of our vendors here at the career fair. Tell us a little bit of how you dress this guy up and what kind of career has to wear this lovely suit.
Well, these are our suits that we use in our fill suite. So what they will do for the employees that are actually working inside and filling the product, they'll actually gown up in the aseptic control area in this suit. So it'll include a head, a set of goggles, and obviously the suit and booties.
So these students work in what we call a clean area, correct?
They work in a clean area, so they work in the aseptic area.
What kind of college degree do students need to have to go to work in this sort of environment?
To work in this area, typically we do like to see some college, but not necessarily a degree, right? So basically an interest in science, in aseptic practices, and some manufacturing experience. So if they've worked in manufacturing for a year or two, not necessarily in the aseptic area, but just some exposure to manufacturing processes is always good and helpful.
All right, well, thank you for being here, Allergan, and tell me what you think about this outfit. All right, thank you so much for being here.
No problem, thank you.
One of our exciting programs that we have at Waco ISD is with the Greater Waco Advanced Manufacturing Academy, where students can learn the trade of welding. And I'm here with
Alexis.
And Alexis, what school do you go to?
Tennyson.
You go to Tennyson. And you want to be a welder when you graduate. So we're here with Lincoln Electric. Can you tell us a little bit about welding?
Yeah, so welding's basically in everything that has anything to do with metal, from cars to trucks, even to bridges and buildings. So there's going to be a wide variety of jobs that you can actually go into in the welding. One of the most popular in Texas is going to be go out on the pipeline, become a rig welder. A lot of manufacturing here in Waco actually has a lot of welding, and we'll see with MIG welding, which is what we're going to actually do right here with Alexa right now. So if you wanted a chance to, we can go ahead and hook you up.
Okay, so we're going to see a demonstration. You have a virtual welder here.
Virtual welder, that's correct. So we're not going to have any actual arcs or sparks coming around. It's going to be 100% virtual reality, but it just uses a very good training tool without any safety issues, and just allow him to get a chance to get exposed to it.
Okay, let's sit back and watch this young man take his first hand. Have you welded before?
No, but I've seen my older brother weld.
So you've seen, is your brother in welding?
No, he was in a program called Guama.
Yes.
That he went he was in high school, and I guess he's gonna be a welder when he grows up.
Great. Okay, so we're going to let you take your first try at welding with this virtual machine. So let's sit back and watch him learn to weld.
So this is what he's actually seeing inside the helmet. It's a virtual reality environment. You can go ahead and take a look around. You can see it looks like he's at a military base. So you go ahead and look down at the welding coupon and grab onto your welding gun. And so we're going to come up, we're going to start on the right side of the plate. You're going to pull the trigger, and we're going to move nice and easy, nice and slow along the plate, putting a weld down. There we go. And then we'll come over here, switch screens, and so this is the weld that we actually started. It was about a little bit halfway down the plate. And we can actually come over here and get graded out on all the aspects of your weld, and it gives you a final score out of 100 on how well you actually did.
Now we have one of these at Guama, right?
Correct, yes.
So how do teachers use this as a learning tool at Guama?
So this is used to complement actual real live welding. So what this does a lot is really help with the mechanics and the muscle memory of making welds. And it allows the student to actually see, okay, what exactly am I not really the best at? And it really pinpoints where they can improve. But also at the same time, it's encouraging because it tells them what they're doing the best at as well. And so it's used in correlation with the actual live welding, and it's also a safety item, and also saves them a lot of money on scrap metal.
Okay, so next year you're going to Waco High, is that right?
I'm actually gonna go to university.
Okay, and at university you can go into the Academy of Engineering. Then when you're a 10th grader, you can head on over to Guama. How does that sound?
Sounds amazing.
So tell me what you thought about this welder.
This is really cool. Oh, they have virtual reality and they can save money and all that.
Yeah. All right, well, we wish you the best of luck in becoming a welder, and thank you, Lincoln Electric, for being here with us today.
Thank you.
I'm here now with Uncle Dan, the original Uncle Dan with the wonderful barbecue in Waco. And I have two young ladies with me, one from Tennyson Middle School and one from University High School. So tell me your name and what you're interested in doing after high school.
My name's Alyssa Cervantes, and I'm interested in opening a taco stand.
So you want to own your own business in culinary, right?
Yes.
Okay. And tell me your name.
My name's Yasmin Landaverde, and I'm from University High School.
And what academy are you in?
I'm in the Culinary program.
And what do you plan to do?
I plan to be a pastry chef when I get older and own my own business.
Great. So Uncle Dan, you've got two young ladies here that are interested in things that you're an expert at. So would you tell them a little bit about how to go about opening your own business and culinary and what they need to be looking at and focusing on in high school?
Okay. Ladies, what I would recommend from the many years that I've been in business is y'all are definitely starting out on the right path, especially with you being in culinary arts at University High School. You're getting the basics that are necessary for you to further your education in culinary arts. I'm sure after you graduate from university, you possibly would be looking at maybe furthering that education at Texas State Technical College in their culinary arts department. Or if you're interested more in a four-year institution, my son, Dan Jr., actually graduated, and I made it kind of a prerequisite of him if he was going to be in the business with me, from the University of Houston Conrad Hilton School of Hotel and Restaurant Management, which is just 180 miles down the road. It is the number 2 rated hospitality and restaurant management school in the United States. and he got an excellent education from there. He's teaching me a lot now. I've been in it 38 years, and one thing about it, food service, culinary arts, small business ownership is constantly changing, okay? You wanting to open up your own business I assume you said something about a taco stand, is that correct? Some of the things you really need to look for is you want to have the proper training. You want to make sure of what your costs are when you open up your business. You want to make sure that you follow all the regulatory regulations for the city, the county, the state, and the federal government, because there's a whole slew of government entities that come into play with owning a small business that you're going to need to be aware of.
Oh, wow, that's a lot to think about, ladies. What are your thoughts on what he shared with you today?
It was great information to know so I can own my own business when I get older. I'm going to take consideration of that.
Thank you. What about you? Do you think about all the laws?
Told me a lot of stuff I didn't know how to do
Yeah.
to open a business, but now I know and I'm ready for it.
All right. Well, Uncle Dan, thank you so
Donna.
much for being here, and it's just a joy to have you here. And thank you for being here for our kids. Ladies, thank you for your time, and we'll go to the next place and learn more. I'm here with Scott Bland, and he's here today with the Heart of Texas Builders Association. But Scott was also instrumental in getting the approved of the Construction Science Academy at Guama. And we also have a young lady here. What's your name?
Ariana.
And Ariana is interested in a lot of different things. Sometimes it's hard for 8th graders to make their mind up, and that's part of why we're here today. One of the things she told me she was interested in was construction. So what is about construction that you find interesting?
I find construction interesting because of our city is basically made off construction and everything, and I find that if I be a part of construction, it will be sort of contributing to the city while I'm also doing the job that I would love doing.
Okay, so Scott, can you tell her a little bit about getting involved in the construction industry and what we've got planned for the Science Academy?
Well, the construction industry is wide open as far as the things you can do, from engineering to working with your hands and actual framing, to plumbing, to electrical engineering, draftsmen, architects. You talk about construction involved with the city, city planning and designing buildings and commercial buildings and governmental buildings for the city and the city core, the downtown area, all the things that have to be done to upgrade and update all the facilities that are in those buildings that are aging and need to be updated. All that's involved in our industry, and what we're going to try to do with the Construction Academy at Guama is to give the students at the sophomore level a taste of all of those aspects. A little bit of the plumbing, a little electrical, a little air conditioning, a little bit of the actual hands-on construction. And then as they get into that junior year, visiting job sites, spending more time in depth in the areas that they like. So by the senior year, then they specialize in electrical or plumbing or air conditioning or general construction and move into a paid internship in that senior year, so that when they graduate, they can go right into the workforce, start working towards advanced certifications, doing the things you're talking about doing, earning money for college if they want to do the 4-year degree route down the road. All those things are open to them. All those options are wide open at the Academy. I think it's going to be a huge success.
One of the things you told me that you were interested in is law as well, correct? So Scott, is there any law involved in construction?
Tremendous amount of law. That's one of the areas that has been seen the most change over the last 10 years in terms of the regulations, the laws that have to be followed in terms of EPA, environmental protection, protecting our water, protecting the air, all the things that we didn't really spend a whole lot of time with 10 to 20 years ago. Now they've become forefront. There are entire industries now that's all they do, is they help us as builders maintain the environmental concerns, the paperwork, the legal, the permitting, all those things that 20 years ago weren't that big of a deal. Now they become very, very important. As we get more environmentally conscious, these are things that we need to be aware of and that are very necessary. And we need lawyers in our industry helping us to design those rules and regulations so that they fit both what we're trying to do here and protecting the environment at the same time.
So one of the things that you can do as an 8th grader is you can take next year when you go to high school. What school will you go to next year?
I'll go to university.
So at university we have over there, we do have a criminal justice academy, and then you will have the option to go and take some construction science classes as well. So sometimes as you go through places like today, you can learn that you can have more than one interest and combine them. So that's pretty interesting that you could do both together. So we wish you the best when you go to university, and hope that someday you're an attorney for Scott so he can make sure he stays in the rule. So we want to thank the Builders Association for being here, the AGC for being here, and talking to our kids about all the opportunities we have in construction.
Thank y'all for the opportunity to let us talk to these kids. This is our, it's cliche to say it, but this literally is the future of our industry here.
Thank you. I'm here with Wallace Construction, and in addition to having businesses here like Wallace, we also have students from our high schools representing the academies that our students can go into prior to going to the business and going to work, where they can learn more about the different careers. So tell me your name and what academy you're in.
My name is Mark Jackson. I go to Waco High School, and I am in the architecture program.
What made you interested in going into architecture?
Well, I always loved to draw, but I never wanted to go into painting or anything like that. So I started looking up how to draw buildings and how to construct them and how to do them safely and properly.
And your plans after high school?
To enroll in Abilene Christian University and finish my basics, then enroll into the architecture program they have there.
Very good. Okay, and we have here from Wallace Construction. Tell us your name.
I am Brian Norris with the Wallace Group.
And so you actually were in high school too. Did you know you wanted to go into this?
I knew I wanted to be an architect since 8th grade. I've always been involved with construction and building and tinkering with toys and linking logs and drawing, and ever since I was little I've always decided I wanted to be an architect and pursued my goal, and that's what I became.
So tell us a little bit about what you did. You can tell this young man what you studied in college that helped you prepare for the job with the Wallace Group.
In college, I took a lot of art classes, drawing, mathematics, physics classes, structural classes, and they'll have core classes laid out in the architectural program with you that get you prepared for an architect. But the main thing you want to know early on is drawing and communication skills.
Very good. And so both of you are talking to our 8th graders today. So does that help you with a little bit of maybe what to say to an 8th grader who wants to be in construction? Architecture, architecture.
Yes, ma'am. It's very, I could say, pleasing to see younger people wanting to be in a program that I'm in, and I can just tell them the little I know at this moment in time.
And then you're going to send them over here to talk to Wallace Group?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
All right. Well, thank you, Wallace Group. And Wallace Group had a lot to do with helping us get involved, get Guama started with a lot of the projects that we had there. So we thank the Wallace Group for everything that you've done to help support our students. On behalf of Waco ISD, I would like to thank all the businesses who took time out and spent an entire day to talk to and visit with our 1,300 8th graders who will be starting high school next year. I also would like to thank the other departments who have helped with this. We had Advanced Academics led by Scott McCallahan and Robin Wilson with Avid, and also Bruce Geetson with our marketing department. Without the help of all these different people, we would not have the success we had today. Today has been wonderful, and we look forward to next year when we host this once again. Before we leave, I'd like to remind you that great things are happening in Waco ISD.